So, it's weird, right? The things that kind of make you go, whoa, hold on a sec. Is AI really doing this now? Like the other day, I was messing around with this AI chatbot, nothing serious, just killing some time. And out of the blue, this thing brings up this band.
Okay.
Not just any band, but this super obscure group I was obsessed with back in high school.
Oh,
I'm talking like played in my best friend's basement level obscure. Nobody knows these guys.
wow.
And it threw me for a loop. It was so weirdly specific, like how did it even... And anyway, it got me thinking about this whole addictive intelligence thing.
Yeah.
Is AI becoming so good at, I don't know, scratching that you just get me itch that, like, are we going to end up seriously dependent on this stuff down the line? You know what I mean?
It's a really interesting question. It really
Yeah.
is. And it's something that this technologist, Joseph Raczynski, he dives deep into this in his new book, The Age of Addictive Intelligence.
Oh, okay.
And he's arguing that basically AI is becoming so personalized, so good at predicting, like you're saying, and catering to our desires, our wants,
Yeah.
that it has the potential to become, well, you said it, addictive.
Addictive. Okay. I get that we're like drawn in, but it's not like AI is some substance we're taking,
Yeah.
right? What does that even look like, being addicted to AI?
Right. It's a good question. It's more about the relationship, really.
Yeah.
Like the dynamic between us and these systems
Yeah.
and how they're designed.
Okay.
So think about it, whether it's a chatbot, like you were saying, or those recommendation algorithms, suggesting movies or whatever,
Yeah.
or even those AI companions everyone's talking about these days. The whole point is to give us more of what we like, right?
Sure. Yeah.
But the more we engage, the more data they have. So they get better at fine-tuning the experience, right?
Yeah.
And that creates this feedback loop
A loop. Okay.
that can be really hard to step away from.
Gotcha. So Raczynski sees this addictive loop, as you call it. He sees it playing out in like all these different ways that AI is changing how we relate to each other.
Yeah, exactly. He goes through all sorts of relationships, like how we connect with our friends, lovers,
Really?
mentors,
Yeah.
even therapists.
Wow. Okay. So like all the important stuff.
Basically, yeah. All the key relationships that shape our lives,
All right. Let's start with friends then. I mean, I've seen those headlines too about those AI companions, I think they call them, becoming more popular. But I don't know, can you really have a friendship with an algorithm?
Right.
And are we talking like really advanced chatbots here? Or something more like, I don't know, a virtual being or something?
I mean, it kind of runs the gamut,
yeah.
depending on who you ask.
Sure.
But at the heart of it, it's this. AI companions offer this constant availability.
Yeah.
And they're always agreeable, which, let's face it, it's kind of hard to come by in human relationships sometimes.
Oh, for sure.
They're programmed to listen without judgment, They're all about validation, making you feel seen. And that personalized attention 24/7, I mean, that can be really appealing, especially for people who are maybe feeling isolated or, struggling to connect with others in the real world.
Totally. Yeah, I can see the appeal, especially like you're saying with how connected everyone is these days, Always on, always plugged in.
Right.
But I mean, isn't there a risk that by like outsourcing some of our social needs to algorithms that we might actually become less equipped to deal with, I don't know,
Yeah.
the messiness of actual relationships?
That's a good point. That's one of the things Raczynski brings up, this idea that if we become too reliant on AI companions, it could have this ripple effect.
Okay.
It could lead to people, maybe not developing their social skills as much.
Oh, interesting.
Or being more afraid of rejection in real life.
Wow.
And then, in extreme cases, even preferring AI interaction to human contact altogether.
Whoa. Yeah, that took a turn. Okay, so if that's friends, what about lovers?
Oh, boy.
Because now we're wading into some like seriously unknown territory. So we've covered friends and lovers, definitely areas where AI could, I don't know, mess us up a bit. What about mentors?
Right.
Seems like a different kind of relationship, right?
Yeah.
Less about feelings, more about learning and guidance.
You'd think so, but Raczynski, he argues that even when it's not about feelings, AI could still become a crutch.
Really? I use AI tools all the time for research, brainstorming, even structuring parts of my work. It's super helpful, but I don't feel addicted to it.
Right. And it's usually more subtle than that. Like, imagine a world where AI tutors are the norm.
Okay.
Every lesson personalized to you, instant feedback, difficulty adjusted on the fly. Sounds pretty great, right?
Yeah. Sign me up, right? Who wouldn't want a personal tutor like
Yeah.
all the time?
Exactly. But think about what that means, that constant, customized support the immediate validation,
Yeah.
it's easy to start second-guessing yourself, you know? Like, you need the AI to navigate every step of the learning process.
So it's kind of like relying on GPS all the time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You might get there faster, but you're not learning the roads yourself.
Precisely. And it goes beyond education. Think about AI for career advice, which, by the way, is already a thing.
Oh, yeah.
These systems analyze everything, your skills, your work history, even personality, to recommend career paths.
That could be amazing, though, right? Especially these days when everyone's like, what am I doing with my life?
Sure, but it's a slippery slope.
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
You get so used to relying on that analysis, you might not trust your own gut anymore.
So it's like, is AI helping me see new possibilities or like trapping me in a box, you know?
It's all about maintaining your own agency, that belief that you can assess your own strengths, make choices that feel right for you, even if the algorithm doesn't get it.
Right, right. I feel that. So much of this comes down to trust, doesn't it? Like, how much are we willing to trust these AI systems?
It's a huge factor, and it gets even more complex when you start thinking about AI's role in mental health, which Raczynski also dives into.
Mental health. Yeah, this is where things get a little iffy, don't they?
It's tricky.
I mean, you've got all these AI therapy apps promising like 24/7 support and anonymity.
Right.
And that's huge, right? For people who might not be able to access regular therapy, or maybe they just don't feel comfortable talking to a real person.
I get it.
But then there's the other side of that.
Exactly, and that's what Raczynski really digs into. Like, having this AI that's always there for you, always understanding. It sounds great, but could it actually be, could it hold someone back in the long run?
I see what you mean. It's like we were saying with the AI tutors, right?
Yeah.
That instant validation, the personalized feedback, it feels amazing, but
are you really learning to cope on your own? That's the question.
Exactly. So where's the line? Is it about using AI as like a supplement, I guess?
That's the key, I think.
Like a tool that supports your mental health, but doesn't replace actual human connection or professional help when you need it.
Exactly. And Raczynski, he's not saying that these apps are bad.
Right.
He actually says they can be incredibly helpful for some people.
Sure.
Like maybe as a first step to getting help,
Yeah.
But he's really stressing that we can't forget their limitations.
Okay.
That they can't replicate what a trained therapist can offer. That empathy, the nuance, it's just not the same.
Which kind of brings us back to that whole addictive loop idea, doesn't it?
It always comes back to that.
Like the more personalized and available these AI systems get, it's almost like, I don't know, we could become dependent without even realizing it.
It's scary how pervasive it is when you really start to see it.
Totally. And it's not just those companions or the therapy apps, right?
Well,
like where else does this whole addictive intelligence thing, where else is that at play?
Well, look at social media. Those algorithms are designed to keep you scrolling. They're analyzing every click.
Oh, for sure.
To feed you exactly what you want to see.
Yeah.
Which, isn't always healthy.
Definitely not.
Or think about gaming, right?
Okay.
Some games, they use AI to adjust the difficulty, so it's always challenging enough to keep you hooked.
It's kind of everywhere when you start to notice it.
It really is.
Oh.
And that's why Raczynski's really hitting on this awareness piece, right?
Awareness.
He's not saying get rid of AI or anything like that.
Right.
But we need to be more mindful.
Mindful of
How these systems affect how we act, how we connect with each other, so we can make smarter choices about our use.
All right, so awareness is step one. What else can we do? How do we make sure AI stays a tool, that we don't become, totally reliant on it?
I think it takes being intentional.
Okay.
Like really paying attention to how you feel when you are interacting with AI.
How you feel. Yeah.
Are you using it to, explore things, learn something new, connect with people in a meaningful way? Or is it more about avoiding things that make you uncomfortable, or letting it make decisions for you?
Almost like we need a digital detox every now and then.
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But even without going off the grid completely, we can all benefit from taking a step back.
A step back, yeah.
Or put some limits on your screen time, especially on those apps, the ones designed to suck you in.
Yeah.
Be careful about the data you're sharing, all that. But honestly, the most important thing is to make time for real-life experiences.
Real-life experiences.
I know.
Right. Get out there and actually talk to people,
That's it. Remind yourself what it means to be human. AI can be powerful, but it can't replace that. The empathy, the laughter, all of it. And those are things that are worth protecting.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay, that's some powerful stuff. Makes you think.
For sure. And that's what we're here for, right?
Yeah.
To get people thinking, start a conversation.
Absolutely. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into The Age of Addictive Intelligence by Joseph Raczynski. It's a fascinating topic, and honestly, we've barely scratched the surface. What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear from you, so head over to our website or find us on social media and let us know what resonated with you. And until next time, stay curious out there.